Yep, I can do it, so just minimize yours for now. We'll just leave it because I don't know if it's gonna break it or not. Yep, I can do it, so minimize yours for now. We'll just leave it. Alright, sorry about the delay there. Welcome everyone to the Foolish Tech Show for this Friday evening. We got James Comp Correct, Zombie Worm, Glenn already in the chats there. And we tried to have Michael streaming, but unfortunately I'm going to be streaming again today, so sorry if his bandwidth's a little bit slow or skippy or what have you, especially for the firewalled in UK Zombie Worm and Under the Ocean Glenn.
Under the ocean.
So, yeah, welcome everyone. If you're joining us from YouTube or from Google Plus, you can jump over to foolishtechshow.com or foolishit.com/live. Join our IRC chat with Glenn and Zombie Worm and James. And you can ask us questions about our software, or if you want any support or demos or anything like that. That's what we're here for. That's why we do these shows. But otherwise, we're just going to talk about some tech stuff that may or may not help your techiness. So, Nick, I think you said you had something you wanted to talk about on the show. Did you want to start off with that, or I got some other stuff if you don't?
I do not recall at the moment.
Oh, okay. Well then, I guess we won't start off with that. So, I do have one interesting thing that will start off our techiness. So, Microsoft has added in a option via group policies to stop the Windows 10 upgrade. If you didn't know, they're getting ready to, they haven't been actually forcing the Windows 10 notification icon upgrade now and forcing out upgrades to anyone except for consumer PCs, i.e. ones not joined to domains, and people not going through Windows Update Server. Because if you're using Windows Update Server, you can manage all your Windows updates. You don't have to worry about what Microsoft pushes out. If you are going through if you're going through a domain.
Wait a second.
What? I know, I saw that.
Okay.
So if you're not watching us now, you won't hear me say this, but if you refresh the window, it should come back. I am watching it on our site right now, and it seems to be streaming correctly. And I'm watching the YouTube streams, and that says it's all streaming correctly, so should all be streaming correctly. Let us know if it's not, James. So, anyway, the link I posted in the chat up there, which you'll still see on the stream, is the support article for the group policy update that they've pushed out so that you can disable Windows version upgrades. I think that's what they call it. Turn off the upgrade to the latest version of Windows through Windows Update. You can enable that group policy and it will block it. You can also add a registry key. Alright, cool, he sees us. Awesome, he sees us and hears us, and Glenn is watching it in another window. Perfect, yay guys! Anyway, they also have a registry key, software policies, Microsoft Windows, Windows Update, disable OS upgrade equal 1. That will also disable the automatic upgrading. They also have a registry key for disabling the icon and enabling the icon if you want to take those things off and have them actually update. There have been some third-party programs out there. Apparently Microsoft has been updating and breaking things for them, so Microsoft's put out a actual one for people complaining about this malware that they've put on their computers for Windows 7 and Windows 8.1 that don't want to update. So nice to see that they are trying. Another thing that I thought was interesting is this for the SDR, that same $20 dongle that I was showing off before uses this R820T chipset, I believe, and that means that you should be able to tune it down far lower than the low 25 megahertz bandwidth that it's rated for, and some people have been getting it down into the kilohertz range. So pretty cool that they have a driver that will, like, you don't have to do any hardware modifications. You can just have a driver that forces it to go down lower in megahertz. The front end would be deaf as a stone there. What does that mean, Glenn? Are you talking about the megahertz and frequencies? And if you look down in the comments, some people have like 17-foot 5.8 ground plane antenna. I don't know what that is, but I want one. They were able to listen to the NOAA weather station on 1650 kilohertz. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, I imagine you probably aren't going to pick up a bunch of stuff there, but I think that's where, isn't that where the ham stuff operates? In the low megahertz range? I don't know. I'm not very good with that stuff yet. Still learning a lot on it. Yeah, so, and again, it's a software hack, so I mean, if you get something out of it, awesome. If you don't, they actually were saying in that article that it acted smoother and better on the higher regulated or recommended megahertz for that, so that's kind of cool too. But play around with it. I haven't actually started it up with that driver yet, but I'm gonna test it out sometime later, probably this weekend. See what I can hear with it. Otherwise, Glenn posted this article. Oh, Glenn's played with stuff in the 100 kilohertz range. Wow, that's nice. Glenn, we're going to have you on for a show to talk to us about antennas. I think that's what I want to learn about. Getting different antennas set up, what you can
Me
make
too.
things like that. That would be
I
pretty cool.
want to hear that too, Glenn. If you could join us one day and discuss that, we'll present you.
Yeah, we'll have to work that out. I'll share with you and see if we can work out a time and stuff that works good for you. It's Saturday for you now, so this would probably be the best time for you. Otherwise, actually, Glenn posted this article sometime this morning, I think, about GE selling off their appliances business to Haier. And
Where's that company based? The first name of that company sounded like maybe a Asian or Chinese
Quindago
company.
Quindayo. I don't see why you think that sounds Asian. I don't know, but Glenn said this is actually their toys department. And yeah, he said Hi is Chinese.
Uh,
He said earlier in the chat that this was their toys department. Now, is that like GE Toys or like their fun stuff that they come up with, or? Oh wait, James CompCorrect has a issue with D7 in Windows 10. Hey, Phoenix PC Repair. Someone clicked reboot in safe mode. Now he has a spinning circle and a green flashing screen. Did it try to reboot into safe mode, James? And then this is what you saw after that, or right after you clicked it before it tried to reboot into safe mode? That's what you saw. So it did try to restart into yeah, so it tried to reboot into safe mode, and now he has a spinning circle and a green flashing screen.
Green
So it
flash.
sounds like, so it's safe mode. It's basically when an infection gets on the system and prevents you from booting into safe mode. That's probably what's going on, or something similar to that.
No, wait, no.
So there may be an infection on the machine.
Hold on, let
Michael,
Nick talk.
BootSafe actually repairs those issues. Hang on just a moment. So, there was I don't know about a green flashing. Oh, come on, no Windows updates.
There is for sure infections, he says.
Yeah.
BootSafe attempts to repair the damage done by an infection. It's Windows 10, you say?
Yep.
Okay. Then that's. Cool.
I'm Googling it some, and I'm seeing a lot of forum posts that are talking about the similar situation there. Seeing if anything has a recommendation or resolve.
My no, I didn't do that. Let's see. Get started can't be open using the built-in administrator. Okay, I get that. So I don't know. I had it seems like at some point in time I had an issue in Windows 10 once like that, and it was when the whole a whole bit of the registry was wiped out from malware. Was that starts all of the services in safe mode. The repairs done by BootSafe, if I'm not mistaken, have not yet been updated to include Windows 10. They only go up to 8.1.
I'm not seeing any results coming from these forum posts so far.
It would attempt to apply the Windows 8 fix on Windows 10, but that's probably not sufficient to actually get it all the way into safe mode. So, it wouldn't surprise me.
So
just a dumb one. Though I guess you know the fix, though, right?
what's the fix?
Oh. Well, there will be a backup here. Let me give you the there's a $BCDBAK, and I don't have the IRC open yet here. What's that in there?
Hang on, James. We'll get you some info here.
It's actually on the BootSafe page. It's a little bit on the backup under usage. You know, it shows you, it just runs, it creates a $, if you know, or whatever the system drive is. You know, you could also actually, if you, no, it's kind of crappy.
Is that what you just said? Yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh yeah, I probably wouldn't like it.
So he was asking also with D7's reboot in safe mode if you can explain a little bit more about what goes on with that process.
Here's a link to the let's see. Oh wait a minute. Or, you know, is that explaining that? Let me find. I'll try and dig up a link to the information. Hang on just a minute.
Complete sentences. So James, we'll come back a little bit more into that.
Is he using the D72 BootSafe or the BootSafe? It's a regular, the standalone, the new version 4.1.
I believe he's using the D72 one.
That version definitely does not have Windows 10 fixed in it. That
So
one,
that would be the reason why.
it's still relatively the same at Windows 10. It's going to use the BCDEdit. Yeah. Oh, here's the. Oh shoot, the link's right there. Hang on. That's also on the page. I just completely missed that. Oh yeah. Duh.
Just posted the same link twice.
And that one too. Yeah. That's a. Oh, was that the same link? Oh, my bad. Well, that's the same link then. You're right. Yeah, you're right. It's the same link. But basically, it's using BCDEdit with the import and the export commands. I mean, it's what you'll use. Export is what it uses to create the backup. Then it's going to use their the set commands on that TechNet article.
So with where he's at right now,
basically, it just enables the safe mode option in the BCD with that tool.
with where he's at right now, what would he need to do to get the system back into normal mode?
He's going to have to run the if he can do like a WinPE CD or something like that, he could run BootSafe on it offline, at least the new one. But I would suggest just doing if you can do command prompt or rather offline console from like whatever the startup partition or a recovery disk or whatnot, and then run BCDEdit import command on the backup on the C drive. With the syntax and all the details are on that TechNet link.
Okay, so you can either go to a WinPE CD, and you could use the BootSafe that we linked to for the Foolish IT site there, and run that. Is that correct?
You know what?
No.
I don't think I enabled offline support that yet. No. Check and see what that is. I'm just looking at that. That's not. It's not documented. I don't know if it's enabled or not. I think it's enabled in the D72 copy there. I'll take a quick peek. Hang on.
Zombie Worm, I do not have a BootSec exe file. Alright, but if you can get to the safe mode command prompt window, then he can run BCDEdit with import from that TechNet article.
Yes, you can do it from command prompt, and you could also do it from a recovery environment.
Okay. And I did see in some of those articles that I was looking through that Windows 10 has a built-in feature. If you shut off the system 3 times while it's booting, it will automatically boot to the recovery environment.
Neat.
Yeah, I did not know that. I thought that was pretty cool.
That sounds like the thing to do. That sounds like the thing to do, like here, the easiest thing to do.
So if you can't get to the safe mode command prompt either, so does it load the recovery environment? If not, you may have to do the Windows 10 CD repair Windows style setup, I'm betting. Zombie Worm is repairing a corrupted Windows 7 machine as we speak. And Michael, you need way more light. You need to put a lamp in front of behind your computer monitors. Hey, Ryan's here. Hey, Ryan. Awesome. He's going to try the recovery mode, and he appreciates the tips.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's I have then that's the if you delete the whole gosh, was it HK local machine, let's see, is a current control set, services, I think maybe is it certain, no, is it control, so it's something, and then it's like safe boot, and then there's minimal, and then network, and the minimal and the network, each under them have a bunch of subkeys with that reference services that are actually in current control set / services, and those are the services that Windows allows to start in safe mode, and only those services. But if they're not there, they're not going to start. So some malware will delete those keys. The BootSafe and D72 and everything else does replace those with the default values, but only up until 8.1 update 1 with those values. It doesn't have Windows 10. I just remembered those registry keys. I'm gonna dig up the see if we got an offline thing now. Oh dear.
Johnny. Oh dear.
Oh dear. Oh crud.
What?
Oh, no good, no good. Oh, damn. So it like started raining over here.
Oh yeah.
and everything. Like there's like a lot of rain inside.
Oh no.
My new arrangement for the window with the screen at the top, so I can still do a breeze and the cats can't tear it up. But
You need an awning.
well, no, well, I have the thing where I can slide it up and block the rain. I just didn't do that, and it's just way more like there's lots more of it having the hole at the top,
So
basically.
James made it into the command, the CMD, and the recovery. So awesome there. You should be able to use BCDEdit and the import stuff on that TechNet article to import, and there should be a backup at the root of the C drive.
Yeah, it's the backup is in the BCDBAK folder. It's actually, I think, the example folder they use probably in that article to do the backup or something, or some article. Yeah.
Okay. So Ryan is asking, what is the reasoning behind only using DSS admin on one PC? The reason behind that is because of it doesn't have error checking or conflicts, and one person, you may change templates or client IDs on one system and then upload them. You may change them again on a different system and then not upload them and think that those changes have gone through, and be on another system and try to upload them to force those changes through, and they're not going through. And also, if you have two people trying to upload at the same time, there's going to be overwrites and weird things happening. So basically the reasoning behind it is because there's no error checking for multiple systems, so you only want to use it on one system.
Well, it's not so much, and it's not also just that, but you're going to have, there doesn't really need to be, because you're going to have the issue of if you actually had it on one system and someone else is using it at the same time, for example, you're still going to have the same issue. So just with that in mind, it's one of those things where it needs it actually needs a server management on the server.
Yeah.
Like in real time, and that's like under the hat for the next version.
Yeah. So it's mainly comes down to management on your side. It makes things a whole lot easier. If you're only using it on one system, then you don't have to worry about where files are, where things have been updated, where they haven't been updated, where they can be updated. Next version this weekend, if you add a little time warp to that. No, we were doing a whole lot of testing with Kill 'Em All's new release today, and that is going extremely well. And Crypto Prevent is, I had to go back and rewrite some things in VB6, so but I think I have most of that worked out. I'm going to start doing some testing probably with Michael on that this weekend or beginning of next week. So
Yay.
But otherwise, Crypto Prevent is looking pretty solid. And then once we have that out for a little while, so we can make sure anything that does slip through all of our extensive testing, we can get that worked out quickly and focused on, then we'll be jumping on dsupport suite and some maintenance things and other stuff to come to Crypto Prevent too. So James is asking BCDEdit/import C:\BCD back. Does that sound correct, Nick?
Maybe.
Now, hold on. Let me look back at that.
Let me take a peek, y'all. Take a peek, y'all.
Yeah, that doesn't seem to be exactly right.
I think there should be a Is there not a backup file under that BCD folder? He said that's what he did, and it's looking good. That's good.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah, that'd be good. Gosh, there's another one. Oh, hang on.
No more flashing, and he's in.
Oh, lordy.
Oh, God bless. Excellent.
Woohoo!
Congratulations.
Just so you know, what else I gleaned from those green flashing things is they also lean towards display drivers. So possibly uninstalling those in normal mode and then rebooting.
Oh, here's the other one. Duh, and here's the other one. BCDEdit / delete value safe boot. Anyway, let me put that in there. I'm sorry, that's another one. That's just another command to directly delete the safe boot startup entry.
I'm copying that apparently.
All right.
Thank you. You could use that instead of not with, but the command that you just did to import the backup. So.
All right. He says if we ever see Tyler comp correct in here, give him hell for this. We have seen Tyler once or twice, so we will definitely do that. Glad we got it up and running, though. Awesome, James.
Yeah.
That is what we're here for.
That is exactly what we're here for. And I'm still looking at it actually, but there's kind of an off. See, I pulled the offline functionality out of the newest version. Let me see, where's that?
Ryan,
I guess it doesn't matter at this point. But.
Yeah, while you're doing that, Ryan asked what was going on. He missed that. Basically, Ryan, James comp corrected reboot into safe mode with D7.2. He got a green flashing screen, couldn't get into safe mode. System wasn't heavily infected, so possibly an issue with the safe mode stuff getting deleted from the registry. So he had to restore the BCDEdit backup to be able to get back into normal mode and try some other repairs. So, and we also did root Michael's server, and now he has to reveal himself. Thanks, Zombie Worm, for reminding me of that.
Thank you, Zombie. Oh yeah. And speaking of which, if you just joined, I can. Yeah. So this is my ugly mug.
I like how in the Hangout windows he's like showing off his profile. He thinks that's his good side.
What? No,
It's good. You're good.
That's exactly why I was laughing, because I've never seen that angle quite before. So in the office chat.
He's trying to show off the logo and be low profile at the same time. So,
Ah.
oh, now he's off screen.
I was like, ah.
Zombie Worm says it took you 7 years to get that. Ouch! You don't like my adjustment to the logo, Ryan? I like it.
It took me 7 years to get this facial growth. No, this is just a day or two. A few days. A couple days.
It took Ryan 8 years to get that much facial hair. Jeez, Ryan, how long have you been growing your beard? We saw that last time.
I can do a beard. I've done a beard before. So.
Yeah, in a
I'm not
previous
finished.
episode, though, he had a picture of his beard. He has one of those big beards.
No, I remember his beard. Yeah, he does. His is bigger than all of us put together. Bigger than Nick's when it was big. When it was, down.
What, Glenn said he was watching an episode from October 15th with Buddy and the crypto prevent beta issue. That's the beta protection, though, I'm betting.
My green screen doesn't work so well,
He's just getting
zombie,
started.
because of the lack of light in my room here.
Geez, Glenn, that's fast beard growth. I would hate that. I hate beards.
Ugh. Yeah, I couldn't. If it grew that fast, I don't like shaving every day. I like to take a break. And then when I'm too lazy, I go back and cut it, and it's way too long, and then it's painful, but that's the price I have to pay for that laziness.
Well, check out what I got set up for my Nano. Android running Kali. My Nexus 7 has Kali NetHunter on it now. And that actually gives me a ton of Kali commands that I can run on it. And it was actually pretty simple. And if any of you have a Nexus device, you can do it with those or the OnePlus.
Which Nexus is that?
This is the Nexus 7 2012.
So that's the one I have, so I can put it on mine too.
Yeah, if you have
Nice.
that one.
And is it? I mean, it's getting a little long in the tooth now. So I mean, is performance acceptable?
I haven't had any issues with it. It runs fairly smoothly.
Did you have? That's the link there, that NetHunter one that you posted.
Yep.
Cool.
I do want to point out that it's not something that you want to use with a daily use system. So, like, it makes the Android OS that it gets installed on insecure, and the Kali setup itself is insecure. So you don't want to use it as a daily driver, but it's sweet for pen testing, and especially if you have a pineapple that you can use it with, it would work good. Zombie Worm, I have actually looked into the shield, but I wanted the handheld shield, and they don't sell those anymore. And now they're like exorbitantly priced, so I can't get one. But I was really interested in that. I hate the fact now that they've gone to only a tablet and a controller. That's aggravating as crap. Like, I want to have it all in one. That's nice. Because and it's supposed to be really nice, especially with these newer graphics cards. I could actually
Ryan,
start
I can't sit further back because I have. You see my green screen here? Oh, shit, just fell over. See? Here we go. Back in business. So, you see that? It's horrible. Anyway, and that's why I have to sit so close.
You need to move your camera back.
My camera back?
Yeah.
I have to move my desk back.
Where's your... Never mind. I don't even want to get into it. Glenn says the closer you sit, the more artifacts and chunkier you look.
That's good.
Something else I found related to that Crouton and putting Linux on Windows or on Chromebooks and ChromeOS. You can also put Kali, and actually there's a lot of different versions of Linux that you can use that Crouton to get a change root environment or a chroot environment set up as an alternative.
Crouton. What is this?
Oh, that was the original Crouton one. Hold on, this is the Kali one. So this one tells you how you can put Kali on there. And on that one, I do want to mention I had a similar issue that he mentioned in there with the GNOME. GNOME didn't work, so I did have to go with the KDE. And also, you don't want to do -R Kali because that's a older setup and it doesn't work. You do -R SANA, SANA, then -T KDE, and it works. Yeah, and that's my Chromebook has been sitting doing nothing. So, mine's the first generation Samsung cheap one. So it's been doing nothing, and I'm really just been waiting for Google to finally come through on their making it so you can run all the Android apps on there, not just a couple select few ones, and without a lot of hassle. So in the meantime, I figure, yeah, if I can set it up with an alternate Linux thing and have a penetration testing system on there, that'd be pretty sweet. And if you just want to have a full-blown OS experience, not just having the Chrome OS, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, didn't we talk about this, Zombie? Using a Kindle, a spare Kindle as an extra screen for a Pi?
Yeah, he brought that up.
Yeah.
I don't have a spare Kindle, so I can't do that.
Yeah. Look, if I've got a Pi, Glenn should have a Pi, if I have one.
Glenn just had a granddaughter. He's got other expenses.
You know, Glenn, we're not talking about the edible, the IEs, right?
And Glenn, I would actually go with the Nexus 9. That's a pretty sweet tablet. If you look at that NetHunter link, it's got a picture of it there. That is a pretty sweet tablet, and I think it runs $450 now. But it's pretty sweet and worth it. I would not get a Galaxy Tab. I hate Samsung though, so that's just me.
Interesting. That would it's a neat little project. Zombie, if you could share how you accomplished that, I'm sure others might be interested. And while I don't have a spare Kindle, maybe a similar procedure can be used to integrate with other devices like that.
I have a Kindle.
Oh,
you got
there we go.
Kindle Fire though.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a much newer one than what he's talking about. I think he's talking about the Paperwhite ones. All right, so what about the question regarding the sound system from Ryan?
So I don't have mine set up with being able to control it with Android, other than using TeamViewer to remote into my computer. But I have my sound system set up to my computer, and I routinely play music through it. And if I wanted to do it remotely, I just remote desktop in from a tablet or TeamViewer in. Yeah, I mean that's how I do it. I've seen other things that you can have it controlled And there's other specific devices out there for that type of thing too, I think now. Yeah, you would have to manually turn them on. James, what's your other question?
Wants to get a sound system. James wants to get a vape.
Smokes a pack a day, wants to get a vape. What's a good one for beginners? Not too expensive.
God bless you. I'm so glad you're thinking about it, James. It's been a big, I think, health improvement in my life and in Nick's life and in Brantley's life, and
Everything he's doing is just now I'm improving BootSafe. No, you gotta stop that crap.
What?
Because it'll kill you. And even this is gonna. I actually started this. And when I did, I had no intention of quitting cigarettes. My only intention was not having to go outside so much, so I could work more and be lazier to not have to get out of the chair. Really, I guess.
Yeah. Back then they let you smoke in the office with vape.
The e-cigs anyway, you know, and so in fact they encouraged it because you would get more done if you weren't outside. But and they don't stink. So anyway, so that's why I started it, but it just ended up being such a good thing that I kept it, and it just replaced the cigarettes because I already didn't want cigarettes for the health reasons, for the stench, but I still wanted them for even the flavor. I kind of still wanted them for, but I got over that. And once I got over, actually what really did it was not just having a good vape or the best at the time, and to keep going. And now, if you get a good vape, then wow. I mean, actually, the vapes are so good now that it's scary to newer people who haven't had the crappier vape.
Yeah.
It hurts, you know, the throat. You got to adjust it way down. But your gosh, I forgot what I was saying.
I don't know either.
I don't know either. But yeah, you gotta just because I wanted the fuck I forgot what I was saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, hold on. So to answer the question though, I would suggest getting a starter kit. I've ordered from VaporDNA before, so they're reliable. If you get one of the starter kits, that'll get you everything you need except for the juice. And
Juice is what I remember. Juice. What I was going to say is it never worked for me. It never was going to work for me until I gave up on trying to get tobacco flavored juices, because they're never going to be as good as tobacco flavor to you. They're never going to satisfy that for you. So go different. Go way different. Because if you don't, you're just going to be thinking, oh, this is not quite like tobacco.
actually, don't use that link for the juice. Hold on. Get your referral link.
That was my point. I was going to say it was.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's not just get a good vape, but don't go for the tobacco flavor. I don't think that's the way to go.
So that you know.
Even the mixes. I always did the mixes. Vanilla. No, don't do that.
Yeah, definitely don't try to go tobacco flavor. I mean, you have so many choices out there. It's way better to try a different flavor. I mean, all of us have flavors that we like now, so use this for giant vapes. So if you use that link, that'll go to Giant Vapes, and I'll get referrals off of it, so thanks for that. And you get 10% off your first purchase. Go ahead, Nick.
I was just going to point out some links to crap. some stuff that he wants.
Zombie Worm, I haven't found anything that was as good as Winamp, unfortunately. And Ryan, what I'm using to play MP3s is actually Google Play. Google Play Music has actually been my replacement. I have hundreds of thousands of MP3s actually, and Google Music will only let you upload so many, but you can pretty much, 20,000 MP3s pretty much covers most of the songs that you actually want to listen to. And then honestly, for $10 a month, having unlimited streaming options and music for everywhere, Google Play Music is well worth it, and you get YouTube Red along with that subscription now, so it's extremely nice.
Fell down.
Nice.
It fell down.
Can I have a moment? We still got the BCDEdit thing. It's still an issue to get into safe mode. FYI. I was just going to dig out that actual registry key. So, oh, here it is, right there. Voila. Somebody put that in this thing.
Glenn, Google
damn.
Music has an
Oh,
awesome...
yeah, don't put that in there. Don't put that in there. That's not what I thought it was. Here, I'm gonna put this in there. Oh, what in the world? It is. Why is it's a copy key name. Oh, well, hang on. All right, well, we'll get that in a minute. Just hang on a second.
And Ryan, I thought I would only use the streaming music at home, but I actually ended up using it on my phone and in the car all the time, so it's pretty awesome for that. And Glenn, it does actually have an awesome random feature and plays stuff depending on your mood. You can select playlists based on moods and stuff, so it's pretty sweet.
Is this hard to is this a stupid question or what? But I mean, how is a great randomizer? I mean, what do you consider to be, what qualities in a great randomizer do you consider?
Yeah,
Exactly.
do the second one. Paste the second one into the...
How could a randomizer be good or bad? It either randomizes or it doesn't.
Michael, paste the thing that he's talking on there.
Okay.
The last one. The
last one?
Yeah, the second one, the HQ local machine, that one.
Okay.
What you want to do to fix the safe mode issue on that system, it's quite simple. Is on a Windows 10 system that it's fine. I can give it to you on mine, but I want to paste the whole reg file in IRC. You go to just export that registry key to a .reg file, and then import that sucker on the affected system if it does start in normal mode, and you can do at least that.
Okay. So you can use that, export that registry key, import it on that system, or export it from a known working good Windows 10, import it on the broken one, and it should fix itself in safe mode.
And I'll take it a step further. If you actually want to go to that registry key first, and if there's like stuff there, you may want to make sure that's going to get overwritten. So you might want to run regedit and import that yourself under the system account, or use ETS or D72 to run regedit, or to import the file directly, because it can then, you have the option to do it under the system account, which would bypass any issues. But I think if there's especially if there's nothing there, now there's probably going to be something there on that system actually, since you already tried it with D72. Come to think of it, because of the Windows 8, it might import the Windows 8 stuff on the D72. It would. But so there will be something there, probably, maybe.
My 1812 orchestra is great. Yeah.
Either way, just give it a shot and let us know what happens.
I have to restart my computer.
Okay. So, Michael, to answer your question, and Ryan, that's what I agree with, is actually I loved Winamp's randomizer. I would randomize the playlist after adding all of my thousands of MP3s to it. I would randomize the playlist and then use its randomizer function, and that randomized really, really well. But what makes a good randomizer for me is first thing is not hearing the same songs repeatedly, which that's what Ryan's been running into.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is with Google's, it has a thing called
Could you put your mic up, Brantley? At least Zombie's. Well, Zombie, you could also increase your volume on your end as well, I imagine.
Yeah.
But
it
I can
has,
hear you just fine.
It has a thing, a randomized feature where if you have gone through and plussed or thumbsed up songs that you like, it will take those and will give you different genre randomized. So I can click it and I'll get a bunch of classic rock playlists that's all random. I can go back and click it again and it'll give me a whole bunch of rap all randomized together. I can go back and click it again and it'll give me a whole bunch of electronic music all randomized together. It doesn't mix them together, but it gives you like the same genre. So if I want to listen to that genre, I'll keep listening to it. If I want to get a different one, I just click it again and it randomizes again for me. And it does pretty well about not repeating songs. It does kind of start them off sometimes random, but they also have a music or a radio style that you can pick a song that you want to start off with and then do a radio on that song, and it'll play a random selection of music that relates to that song. So.
Well, thank you for qualifying that. I really wasn't sure what you guys were talking about in that, and that makes me think. But I don't have as many songs as you guys seem to, so I wouldn't maybe notice some of those things as some of the benefits of those. But yeah, if you got a collection of, what did you say, hundreds of thousands? Good Lord Almighty.
Yeah.
Wow.
Back to James for your vaping question. Those starter kits on that VaporDNA, those will work good for you. The best brand up there is probably going to be the Kanger ones, and that's going to run you about $50, it looks like. The E-Leaf ones, Johnny's mom actually has and started off with, and those are okay. You definitely want to go with something that is over 50 watts, so probably 75 watts and up is probably a good place to start with. That'll last you for a good while. We really enjoy the Sigelei box mods. This is their older 100 watt one. This is their newer 150 watt one with temperature control. That gets into some stuff that's pretty nice so you don't get dry hits. They have an even newer 200 watt temperature control one that's really nice. Tank just got the 150 watt and he really likes that one.
Yes, I do.
Some of the things that we like on top are the Aspire Atlantis 2. The Nautilus Aspire is a pretty good tank. Michael, what's the one you use? Arctic?
The Arctic Horizon Arctic or Arctic Horizon, one of those two.
So yeah,
and that's I've been pleased with that one, but you know all the ones that Brantley mentioned are generally a good start. It's tough to get into it, but I really had a kind of a poor experience prior to dealing with the Sigelei. The Sigelei 150, and I have the old school one. It's a great device, and it basically took away all my concerns. I have repeatable hits. Each hit and draw is equivalent. And
I still got some concerns.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's perfect, but
I still have two concerns, two to three concerns. There's always going to be concerns. there's leaking when the tank leaks, which is
Yeah.
something that you rarely happens with modern equipment.
with newer
But
tanks, but
with some of
still
the
isn't.
newer, with some of the bleeding edge stuff, sometimes you really got to think of. Sometimes there's some little tricks that's not really in the manual that you need to think about
This is true.
to
This
make
is
sure
true.
that doesn't happen
Don't open it
with
upside
my
down.
TFV4. There's some tricks to that. Then there's the it's like a little 6 coil thing, but then there's the and that's a leaking issue, and then there's always the juice in the mouth thing. That's a constant. The thermal.
I don't have that issue as much as John does, but John
I
is so
have
much
that
heavier
issue
vapor,
with every tank I've ever had, and
much heavier vapor than I am.
oh god, I hate it.
Yeah, but I find with the Arctic Horizon tank, I don't have that issue seemingly. I've had, and now granted it's getting up there to be a couple of years old, but I have had some
I can
leaking
name
issues,
a
but
couple.
mostly when I overflow it. Most over when I
Well,
fill it.
I can name a few older tanks that it wasn't a major issue for me, but they didn't have the vapor production.
Yeah.
Check out this tank.
You want to go sub-ohm too. I wasn't satisfied until I went sub-ohm, by the way.
This is the newer tank design that they're coming out with. It looks pretty sweet. This is the first tank, or one of the first tank designs where the atomizer screws into the top and it's top loading. So when you fill it up,
I've been using this for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told us that, but I'm hoping they'll all move that way.
With that one, when you unscrew yours, is it just an empty tank that you can just fill up and then put the atomizer in?
I mean, no, you wouldn't want to do that, no.
Yeah,
But
that's
what
this one is designed for that.
No. Oh, that's no, because there's air holes in the bottom, dude.
Yeah, the air holes are in the top on this one. The one I just posted there.
Okay. Well, the thing you said before was that it atomizer screws in the top. My atomizer screws in the top on this tank.
Yeah.
It screws in the top, and that's and the bottom. But if you screw it in the bottom first, you may have leakage, and then you screw it in the top first, and you don't have leakage.
Yeah. So yeah, yours is going with the newer design. But this one takes it even a step further where the bottom is just solid. And then you just screw the bottom in. Yeah. So that one's
and then
there's
the other major problem, especially with the juice going into your mouth, is that black stuff that we keep seeing and talking about. Just the carbonized funk on the coils, and then it gets in the juice that comes up that doesn't burn up.
So change your atomizers often. And James, we're not trying to steer you away from it. All of us prefer vaping over smoking still. So,
oh, hell yeah.
So any of these issues are just, you're going to come up with issues with everything you do, so. Especially if you're Michael.
Like the issues I have and I complain about, I've been doing this for like 4 or 5 years.
Over 5 years.
Over 5 years. Gosh, 2016. Shit, I don't even remember now. I'm gonna have to go. Where's that old page on my website with that banner that had that counter? I have to figure this thing out. But it's no way would I ever even consider going back.
And Zombie Worm, I actually didn't get any of those off of LimeWire. That's actually when I stopped using peer-to-peer stuff and went to BitTorrent. I actually got all of those off of the great Napster. I didn't even get those, actually. My roommate was a heavy music fan, and we had a 14.4 speed modem in our college dorm, and he was downloading music constantly. So he was going through Napster and getting basically all of the music he could, and I just took his collection and put it in with mine from CDs that I had ripped. So, yeah, tons and tons of music through Napster. Napster was awesome. I can't believe it went down so bad, but
Hey,
yeah.
I'm sorry. In the Kill 'Em All testing earlier, when you did produce that freeze, was it the last thing preventing was that I never knew about? Was it and I know it was on one of those things, but did you by chance use any? Oh my goodness, I guess it wouldn't have mattered so much, but did you by chance open the file details of that before?
I
One of
have
those
not.
things?
No.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, not a problem, James. Definitely, we like to give out that information. It's definitely a rabbit hole, so you'll get very lost there, and there's tons of options. But mainly,
You give them giant vapes?
yeah, I gave him the giant vapes with a referral link, so we get 10% off juice.
Awesome.
Mainly, what you're looking for is a box mod with at least 75 watts. Higher is better. You're probably not going to use higher. I'm actually running 26 watts on this one, and this one's doing temperature control, so it's a little bit different. But this one actually runs at like 16 watts or something like that. But you need a box mod. If it has rechargeable batteries, that's fine. It's not a big deal. Most of mine have external batteries, and those are just 1850 batteries. You can usually get them cheaper on Amazon. Then you need a tank, and just try out different tanks. You'll like them. You won't like some of them. It's kind of just a mix match and finding what suits you best as far as drip tip and airflow and various things like that. Actually, all three of us have different tank choices. Tank, I think, even has a different tank choice. Tank, what tank are you running?
Yeah, I'm still using the Atlantis 1.
Yeah, so Tank's using the Atlantis 1, I'm using the Atlantis 2, and the Nautilus, and John, what's the name of yours?
It is the, oh gosh, it's the, shit. It's SMOK is the brand, and it's the TFV4.
Yep. And then Michael likes the Arctic, so it really varies on tank style per person and how much
You know,
airflow gives
I went to
tank.
get one of those Arctics like Michael has, and there are like, I was confused. I wanted to talk to him about that actually because there were like 20 different models of this thing, and I don't remember. It was like,
he said he has the Horizon one. But yeah, I just noticed there's a V8 one that's out
we'll
new
talk
too.
after the show.
But then you need juice. So those are the three main things you'll get. You're not going to be able to get any of these at a gas station. So don't buy those gas station ones. Those are horrible and not a vaping experience at all. The cigarette style and the tank style are just terrible at gas stations. More than likely there is a vape store near you. That is actually probably your best place to go in and like get hands-on feeling, check them out, see what they're like. More than likely they'll have juices that you can taste out, so they have different things like that. And they'll be able to kind of talk you through some of the finer details and things like that. But if you have any questions, we'll be more than happy to answer them. Yeah, e-cigs, you're barely just replacing it. So you do want a sub-ohm tank though. Definitely get a sub-ohm tank and something that's 75 watts or higher. That will cover you on any of the sub-ohm tanks you get, and sub-ohming is way better. And you'll probably want to regulate your nicotine at the highest you can get. On giant vapes, some of them are set up for rebuildables, which is like this one. So you can see I don't actually have a tank on there. I just drip juice straight in there and then hit it. And that actually burns the nicotine hotter faster, so you don't need a higher level. But for your tanks, you're probably going to want to start off at 12 or 18 or 24 and then cut back from there. If you start getting like woozy and what's called nicotine headaches, you need to stop vaping as much. And that's the other side that's kind of downside of it is Jesus, Glenn, I just read your dad joke there. The other downside, he said, I was once asked if I smoke after sex. He said he never looked. The downside of finding a flavor that you really like is that you're going to want to hit it all the time. And that's the other downside of these, is because you are more likely to smoke inside because you don't have the odor and residual effects of it. You're much more likely to sit here and puff on it and puff on it and puff on it and puff on it and puff on it. And if you're doing a high nicotine milligrams, you're going to end up getting like nicotine overdose basically. I mean, you won't probably get to the point of a nicotine overdose. It's fairly difficult to do that, but you will get lightheaded, dizzy, woozy, and nicotine headaches at some time. So if you find yourself doing that, what I did to get myself more into the habit of not doing it was put on a song and then limit myself to smoking during just that song. So a song about 5 minutes or so, that's about how long it takes you to smoke a cigarette. So if you limit yourself to just doing it during that time period, that'll kind of keep you on more track on just taking in puffs. So Ryan had a question up there I want to jump back to. Sorry, Ryan, we were kind of just rambling on in a groove there. So he said, would it be possible to have D7 export to save a generic virus record on PCRT that had the number of infections found into the count? That gets a little bit difficult because of the way all of the different things record their logs and viruses and things like that. It's almost impossible to track and manipulate and then keep up with updates as they update their stuff. So probably not anytime soon. It's just because it uses so many different programs. They all have different reporting styles. They all have various nuances about their reports. So it's not really an easy way to get the number of stuff you removed. And really that number is kind of an arbitrary thing. I think, Nick, we had talked about that before, hadn't we, about the people fighting for numbers?
Oh yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, numbers are very ridiculous because, you know, like I remember back in the day when, you know, Adaware and stuff like that, and I remember watching and people on the internet posting, 10,000 detection, 30,000, really? What you got was like one malicious infection that did a registry key with a ton of things. So there's, you know, we were talking about stuff like that, but gosh, there's probably a couple other reasons, points I'm not thinking of right now. But the numbers are so, you know, just kind of inflated.
Yeah.
They're misleading. The thing that we could do and that will be done with D7X at least is the
Ryan, what? Well, let me interject real quick. Yeah, let me interject here. He was actually saying he was thinking it would be cool for customers to see on his website he had a count like X number of infections removed since ... And really with that kind of thing, I would say you'd be better off tracking how many systems you've repaired, because that'd be kind of like the over McDonald's, over 18 million served style thing.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
I would find it more comforting from a customer perspective seeing, oh, you fixed 1,800 computers versus you've removed 1,800 viruses. Like, just seeing that number that you fixed that many computers would make me feel way better about your services than you've removed so many viruses or something like that. I feel that that would be more impressive to me, honestly.
What I was going to get at was is at least in D7X though, for the thing, and I actually agree with Brantley 100% on that. But for like a report that you're showing an individual customer, or you want to see something yourself, I totally get that. But what it's going to boil down to with D7X at least is not an inflated number of detections. It's going to be like this file was removed. You know, if a billion registry values were removed with the key itself, it's going to, you know, it's going to be like this was removed. There's going to be, it's not going to be like kind of a trumped up number like that, but there will be a number added to a report in D7X.
Yeah. So, and it makes more sense for directly to the client saying, oh, your system had a lot of infections, and throwing a number on there helps. Like Glenn was saying, he always has clients asking, oh, what was the virus? And he just answers, it was a Trojan, or you had 2 rootkits, and they seem happy with that. But the odd, strange one asks for a specific name. And, I mean, really, with those kind of things, I would just hand them the reports when I was doing it. I'd be like, look, this is what it said it reported and removed, so there you go.
Well, you know, with the increasing number of malicious software detections through definitions that we acquire, that defunct utilizes, even the very latest versions of it right now, just for like every file it scans or you click on it, will do the malware hash checking. With the expansion that I've already pretty much done some, well, I don't want to say too much of that, but hang on a second.
Sometimes.
I didn't think you want to hear the toilet flush. In any case, with the expanded amount of malware definitions that we have that would be used by defunct, it would stand to reason that if one used D7X the way that we hope people will use D7X, you're going to get some actual definition name, like detection names, if there are detections with our stuff. In addition to, so that will be able to go directly into the report as opposed, as opposed to the secondary reports of other apps.
Yeah, that'll be nice. Yep. Trying to see if we missed anything else there. James is going outside to have a break. See, that's the other so much nicer thing. Like right now it's raining where Nick is. He doesn't have to go outside. I don't have to go outside.
It's raining here too.
I don't even have to know that.
But I still can't remember what I wanted to tell you on the show. It was something I was like, oh, let me tell. Oh, have you? I'll tell you on the show.
Yeah.
It was like 5 minutes or 10 minutes before the show. Gosh, what was that?
I don't know. It sounded interesting though.
It was, I think. It was at least something to know about. I thought.
My mouse is gonna give herself brain damage.
Why?
Because
I wish you would quit referring to it as your mouse. Give it a name or something. I can't.
well,
I keep
just
thinking
got
you're
this
talking about
one
these
today.
things.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I'm like,
I just got this one today, and I have her in a cage by herself. She doesn't have a name yet. Anyway,
Call her-
I have her in a
call her
cage by herself.
Fooey.
Why would I Fooey?
Fooey?
She's ginger.
I just thought you said you didn't have a name.
No, she's the ginger color.
Call her Fooey.
Okay.
What does the color have to do with it? Call her Fooey.
Oh, okay.
Foo. F-O-O. The most generic variable used by any programmer ever. And
So-
just Fooey. It's just Fooey. It'll work.
So I have her in a tote by herself, and there's a box in the tote, and she keeps jumping on the box and like jumping up and hitting her head on the lid of the tote. So it keeps making like this, like I could hear her skull smashing against the lid of the tote. And you would think that she would stop, but she's still doing it.
Glenn said, "Give it a name, then feed it to the snake."
No, we're not feeding them to a snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
She's
not
gonna
feeding them
breed
to
now,
the.
isn't it?
Yeah, we're not feeding them to the snake until many babies later.
Yeah. No, we're not feeding the puppy
And
to the
that one's
snake.
gonna have to quit. And by the time it quits putting out, it gets eaten.
Yeah.
And that one comes in the way.
Then we can't name it.
You can name it.
Splinter is
Then
not
you'd be
getting
like
fed to
Fooey,
anybody.
and then you'll get Fooey too. They're mice. Ah.
The
They're all
mouse I
look the
got
same.
yesterday. The mouse I got yesterday bites me, so I wouldn't feel bad feeding her to the snake. But the
Oh,
one I got today doesn't bite. She's nice.
check that out, Nick. It's a Sigelei made a tank. It looks like. It looks pretty nice.
Sometimes I want to answer no to those questions when it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah.
It's funny where it takes you.
Oh
when you
wait,
do
no.
that. That one has nickel coils or regular Canthal coils. That's a pretty cheap one too. I might look at that one.
Wow, $25.
Yeah. I've been looking at getting a different one because
Yeah.
the Atlantis 2 one does that black thing sometimes, and I'm at the point where I either have to buy more atomizers now or just try a different tank, and I kind of want to.
I think I know what my problem was. Atomizers used to last a week, sometimes 3 weeks if you really stretched them out, the good ones or something sometimes. And they didn't die, they just died down, back in the day. And now, like an atomizer seems to last a month, 2 months, 3 months, no problem. But it's going to be the blackest crap on the inside, and anytime you get any juice in your mouth, it's going to be like black.
Yeah.
So I still change my atomizers like every week or 2 weeks if I can.
Yeah, I've been trying to do every week or so. There's another. That's the latest Arctic one. What AV are we selling to our customers? We actually talked about that on a recent show, and we could not come up with a good antivirus anymore.
Yeah, there's not one. My recommendation is to use Windows Defender, baby.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Or Security Essentials if you're still on 7.
I mean, because if you can deal with Microsoft's piracy of personal info, privacy issues, you can just deal with Defender, because you're going to have the same problem with just about anybody else. Or AVG is going to install all kinds of crap on you. Trend Micro is going to open up we were just talking about this the other day. It just came out. Google security researchers have pointed out the open ports in the Node.js server with all your browser passwords on it. That's open to the world. And won't even get an SSL security warning because of the self-signed certificate they install. It is horrible. There's nothing is good right now. But I can tell you this, every single time, just about, I go to test some almost brand new malware, Windows Defender in my VM or Security Essentials, when I'm testing it, will stop it, and I usually have to go in and disable. It's usually Defender. I don't test on the 7 anymore so much, but usually it'll stop it. It's just like, bam, you're done. And I'm like, I gotta go in and add the exclusion forward.
Yeah.
Disable, and it's what a hassle.
Ryan says they promote ESET, and Glenn says ESET is good, and he promotes BullGuard to his clients that want to pay well. He was going, Zombie Worm was a ESET reseller for a while, and Ryan is going to an ESET conference in San Diego at the end of the month.
Oh, ESET, huh?
He's looking forward to how they defend their product at that conference.
Oh, the Nod 32 one.
Yeah. I mean, my biggest thing before I would sell any antivirus to anyone is tell them that, honestly, you are your best defense against viruses. You are the best antivirus.
What did we figure out was wrong with Kaspersky, other than the fact that they were seeding intentional sabotaging other antivirus software and rendering your systems useless?
Well, that and the whole...
And being deceptive like that, and Russian.
Yeah, that all pretty much sums it up there.
Okay,
I always thought they were fairly decent, but I mean,
I did too, but
they've also gone on the little bit heavier side now too. So, and then McAfee is just a laugh, and Norton is a laugh.
Oh gosh, what is John? I gotta say, is John McAfee, is he gonna run?
Huh? Oh, for president.
Yeah.
Run. Yeah, and Zombie Worm, I completely agree. Education, proactive, not reactive, is your best antivirus. Ryan suggested removing USB ports in the internet, and yeah, clients definitely don't like that idea. But I mean, at the same time, they don't like hearing what you got to say. That don't click on links from social media that look suspicious. Yes, things that look suspicious are, hey, I found a picture of you, XXX. Don't open attachments that you don't know about or know that you should be getting. And if you do get one from someone, ask them about it. Don't open links in emails that you're not expecting. If you do get one, ask that person about it. And then go for it. Glenn says don't use bloody Incredimail. Highly agree with that.
Damn right.
Don't download free movies, free videos, free games, free whatever. Nothing is free on the internet, just like it is on the world. So most of your free games are coming preloaded with malware and viruses and things.
Freeloaded with malware and viruses and things. Hey, I just wanted to throw this one in there. Can't believe it, he's doing it. John McAfee for president, Libertarian Party. Let's do it. Actually, I don't know. I was just I was tripping. I was just so impressed over the article. Gosh, I forget what magazine did it with his gun over his head. Like he was all he was shirtless and he had a gun to his head. I was tattooed and just it, and he just look into it. He's an impressive guy, actually. And yeah, and no, we're not talking about. And the antivirus sucks, and he knows that. He said that he sold out of that long ago.
I mean, I always found that there were so many more ways to get money from people going forward, showing off that you have the educational reasoning behind it. Like, I've actually had people, after I've tried to explain to them, trust me more, and whenever they needed anything, they would just say, here, you come do it. And I'd be like, well, I can teach you about it. And they'd be like, no, just do it. So that kind of gives you more freedom and options and abilities to promote other services and things they would actually need and help for and stuff like that too. So all right. We got anything else here?
Dinner.
Oh yeah, dinner.
All that time.
I wish I could remember what I wanted to tell y'all earlier.
I don't know.
So gone. Seems like it had something to do with a Z, and it was not zombie worm. Ouch, Glenn. I'm drinking beer, Ryan, this weekend. I'm drinking beer right now. Actually, I'm out right now. I go downstairs.
Texas RoadHouse would be good. Maybe we'll go to Outback. Outback has really good steak, by the way, if anyone wants to know.
If you like steak with no flavor, why not?
They actually had the best flavor. I tried all the steakhouses around here, and Outback was actually the best.
I'm sorry for you.
Maybe true.
I have never been to an Outback that had a steak that tasted like beef. It was always just like, it wasn't cardboard. It was just like, it was kind of meat, but it was just there. It was never exciting to me.
How long ago was it, too, though?
Oh, I quit going to Outback years ago.
Yeah, that might be. I mean, I definitely...
And by years ago, I mean, well, no, I mean by years ago, I mean like 10 or more.
Yeah.
But I went once since then, and it was just as horrible as it ever was to me. But I love some friggin' onions. Bloomin' onions, baby.
Bloomin' onions are good.
Bloomin' onion. Say it. We gotta get Glenn on the show to say it.
Like, my testing was I was gonna get the fillet at each one, and we did Outback, RoadHouse, or Texas RoadHouse, Lone Star, that other one. What was that one that we would go to in High Point? With the peanuts on the floor.
Logan's.
So I tried all of those places, and Outback's was the tenderest and juiciest and nicest fillet out of all of them.
Wow.
Logan's actually was a pretty good one. theirs had pretty good flavoring. They did that open flame grill thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Texas RoadHouse was probably my second one, but theirs was a little bit tougher. And what I was gonna say is, I think that Outback has changed a lot, because I used to not like their food as much as I've tried it recently now in the past couple of years.
Well, see, and a big, huge part of my problem is just the fact that it's a chain. And it's not that I'm against chains, it's that the people who work for chains don't give a shit.
That's very true. Very true. I am kind of I'm kind of on the edge about Outback even now, even though I do like them. But since I talked to Chris Tafari and found out they don't have Outback in freaking Australia, it's an American-only company.
Of course it is, dude. Just like
kinda
they don't drink
upset.
Foster's in Australia.
Yeah.
They got it there, they don't drink it.
That's
They probably
true.
don't even have it there a lot of places. Right. I guess I'm right. That's what I heard anyway. I heard it was New Zealanders that drank the Foster's.
Yeah, that's what he said.
But I think that was just because the Australia that said it was apparently a typical Australian, at least according to him. They don't like New Zealanders apparently.
Well, Glenn was the one talking about they don't drink Foster's there.
Okay, well that wasn't just Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn and Christopher agree on the Foster's though.
Them's two different Australians we know from two different places.
Yep.
Same thing.
What's your question, James? Yeah, Glenn agrees that the Quad X Gold, that's what Christopher drinks as well, is the double X.
Rice-A-Roni. What double what's that?
The XXXX, that's the beer that
Yeah, what's
Christopher
that?
is always drinking.
Like, is that like Dos Equis, Sexys, or something?
No, I don't think that's Dos Equis.
Okay.
It may
Let's check.
be, but I think it's an Australian beer.
4X. Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, it's a .au place. So.
Hmm.
Oh, I should have entered
can't-
America.
He said we can't build. We can't spell beer, so it's XXXX. Excellent. Huh.
Yeah. I don't know if I've seen that in the States. I'll look at it next time in the grocery store. Yeah, Ryan, I like the Texas Roadhouse butter. They have that cinnamon butter. It's really good. Alright, James CompCorrect has a question. He says he's having trouble explaining CryptoPrevent to clients. How can I simplify what it is in Florida with old folks who think McAfee and Norton are kings?
Oh.
I would say, and this goes really well with the old
That's-
folks, is that it's
Yeah.
a supplement. They should be fairly used to hearing that type of terminology, supplement vitamins.
Yeah, supplement vitamins, supplement insurance, supplement all that stuff.
Yeah, so they want to have a supplement to their antivirus. It adds on and expands on places that traditional antiviruses don't. So traditional antiviruses have a great focus. They've been doing what they do fairly well for several years, but CryptoPrevent takes a different tact at it. This is still trying to explain simply, but basically it's putting rules in place to prevent things from running if they get past antivirus. So that's probably about the the best way I could simplify it.
11 hours.
Yeah, cinnamon, honey, and butter whipped. That butter is delicious. Cinnamon honey. Yeah, that's what that honey was. What I was forgetting. And yeah, that is great.
Wow, you're behind.
I am.
I'm looking at, sometimes it's referred to as lube.
Not a problem, James.
Yeah, the whole supplement thing, and yes, and actually the key to like, especially is selling something to someone when it's not to insult what they're already doing at all. It's, hey, what you're doing is great, especially if it's a supplement, if it's an add-on, or it can complement that. Hey, what you're doing is absolutely great. We got no problem with that. That's perfect. But yeah, it's a supplement.
You can always do better.
Always do better.
Whoa, Ryan, that was a lot. You almost got kicked for flooding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so that's something I always found myself pretty good at was
You heard of bit.ly?
he has the Google URL issue that we all have experienced.
Yeah, googly fine. You know, I was is it just the encrypted search? I have not ever tried turning that off like that.
No, it's not. Like
Okay.
like coming from Hangout. I found a plugin that you can do some script magic to get it to stop that stuff. But Glenn, in response to your but isn't my antivirus enough? If they're coming in for virus removal, you already have your answer. If they haven't come in for virus removal yet, then say it can be, but this is kind of like a added. Yeah, I mean, the best thing is it's added protection. Like,
well, I mean, I guess the
multiple layer
thing is that
defenses.
I guess the thing is that you can ask them if they want to be. You know, I mean, like, everyone who gets hit has, you know, it's always a first. So, and they're always usually running antivirus software. So, I guess it's like you can ask them, do you want to be the person who got hit because they weren't doing all they can?
Yeah. Whoa, that place looks nice, Glenn. Bottle craft. Zombie Worm wants to know where you are, Nick.
Oh, I'm in the can.
Oh, he wants to guess, yeah.
Oh.
He guessed
Oops,
B,
sorry.
a toilet.
He's right.
his other options were A, bacon sandwich, or C, disappeared.
Well,
Both also
both
viable
are not
options.
bad.
Yeah, both
Not
viable
bad.
options.
Those are actually probably the next best thing.
James is in Georgia as well. Ryan's in Georgia. I'm actually just down the street from Georgia.
Huh. Oh.
So we're all pretty close.
If you were actually serious, I'm in the Outer Banks of North Carolina.
Yeah. No, he was asking where he disappeared to.
Oh, yeah. And if you saw, it's actually the doorway behind. Hey, check this out.
Thanks for that.
That's
oh no, James
that's,
is in Florida. Duh, you were just saying about the Floridians.
That's what happens on Friday. Especially when you call me out on where I'm at.
Yeah. Yeah, James, I completely forgot you were just talking about the Floridians. And James loves the Outer Banks. Most people in Florida do.
Most people on the East Coast do. Most people on the West Coast stay there, I think.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there's some people. It's weird. Some people drive here. It's weird. We see plates a lot, but must be the sand dune. I don't know. But we got the biggest sand dune on the East Coast here.
He said, let's say hi to Dennis Anderson. Hi, Dennis Anderson.
Hi, Dennis Anderson. Who's Dennis Anderson?
I assume someone watching the show with James.
Hey, Dennis Anderson.
All right, y'all. I'm out of here.
Alright, Tank.
All right. Happy dinners.
Everybody have a good weekend.
You too, man.
Later.
Man, the chat's blowing up now.
No updates on the name yet, Zombie Worm. We're still deciding.
We're not decided? Foolish attempt is not good enough?
Yeah, well, we'll go with Foolish Attempt then. So, it's decided, Zombie Worm. And everyone, if you want to join Foolish Attempt team, I'll get you the details in the show on Monday. Ryan did a cross-country trip, and he had his GoPro take a photo every 2 seconds. 250,000 pictures he's compiling into a time-lapse.
Where was James? I'm sorry, backing up.
James is in Florida.
Oh, Florida, okay. He visited Kill Devil Hills, so you drove by. I'm in Nags Head, which is right before Kill Devil Hills. Kill Devil Hills has the Wright brothers thing.
Yeah.
Even though it was in Kitty Hawk, but I don't know. It's in
Michael,
Kill Devil Hills now. I don't know, so.
Located.
But we've got the sand dune. We've got the sand dune that it looks like they would have actually used.
Yeah.
it's Jockey's Ridge in Nags Head.
Located Gravedigger by chance?
Gravedigger is in Currituck, just up the road. It's about 45 minutes from here. There's actually a bunch of Gravediggers. Hey, baby. We're on the air. If you just don't mind being in your PJs. She's in her PJs.
And mainly because of that,
Oh.
sexy edition.
The nice shoes or the socks?
So,
Well, socks and sandals, they're fine.
shall I show it off?
Just show it off, baby. What's happening?
You wanna
Nice
say,
PJs.
This is your lovely wife.
This is my lovely wife. What's
Without
happening?
a head.
my lovely wife?
Socks and sandals.
In the socks and sandals. Yeah!
You gotta
What?
kneel down. There you go. That's better.
I can hear what Brent's saying.
Oh gosh, he said you gotta kneel down, but that's
I'm
fine.
kneeling down.
Yeah, now you're better.
Sorry.
He said now you're better, don't we? So, is it a, sorry, is it a shrimp thing?
Yeah, everything's cooking. I was just gonna say you are way past time to come downstairs.
Yep. We are. The IRC went
That's
crazy.
I know the IRC went crazy. It did, the chats.
Oh,
They've been
sweet.
Talking off.
Yeah.
Darn.
Alright.
To hear about how much they love my socks.
What does Zombie Worm not second? Oh gosh, what is he not second? I don't know, what was I saying at that time?
I don't remember.
Oh, 30-second delay. Oh well.
Alright. Let's wrap her on up
Yes,
here.
let's wrap it up. Good nights, everybody.
Night.
Happy weekends.
Later, everyone. Thanks all for joining us in the chat. Murdoch Kill and EMT, we didn't hear much from you today, but hope you were watching. James Comp Correct, Ryan, Glenn, Zombie Worm. Always a pleasure. Welcome back. Glad we got you straightened out there, James. And otherwise, we will see y'all on Monday morning, 8 a.m. If you have any questions or issues, we're more than happy to help answer them. And later.
Bye-bye.